There we go. So we are now live on YouTube. Hello, hello, everyone. Oh, it's that time of month again. It is the monthly Raw live Q&A, and it's not just Raw, it is all of your guides and teachers. Hello, darlings. My friends are coming in. Beautiful souls. I want to just say hello, Karen. Hello, Patricia, Ellen, Sylvia, Peter, Yulan. Yulan is all the way from Switzerland, and she's brave enough to come on. Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Anne Marie, the Art of Healing. And for almost a year, I've been coming on to YouTube to do a live Q&A with my guides. When I first started, my guides were called the Highway Guides. Now they are the Raw Collective. They are my primary guides and teachers. However, that doesn't mean that they're the only ones that come in, because it all has to do with you. It all has to do with your questions. It all has to do with who needs to deliver the message at hand. So every time I do these, I check with spirit. What day am I going to do it? I have with me on, you can just see, I have this big old desk calendar, and I literally use my pendulum and I go, okay, are we doing it on a Saturday? And it'll go, nope. Are we going to do it on a Sunday? Yep. Is it this Sunday? Nope. Is it this Sunday? Yep. Okay. So then I start to narrow down things and I say, okay, is it at 2 p.m.? No. Is it 3 p.m.? No. And I kept going, and I said, and it swirled yes for 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I apologize for Europe, but I think this is meant for West Coast today to be able to participate as much as possible, and East Coast, I suppose, and whoever else comes from other parts of the world. All right. I am not looking at YouTube, and hello, Leah. I am not looking at YouTube, so no questions. Thank you for being there. Put something in the chat. I love you. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad you can see us. In order to participate and be here on the Zoom call and be able to ask your questions, for starting next month, only the members of my Patreon community will be able to participate. Now, don't flip out, because the first tier is $4.44 a month. That is the first tier of my Patreon community. If you've been with me, you know that I am in a state of now where I need to generate income for myself, and this is part of it. And what you receive is definitely worth it, in my humble opinion, and I think in your opinions as well. But don't worry about it if you can't. I love you. Doesn't matter. I love you anyway. But this is just something that I've been guided to do. All right, my darling friends, let us see if the Raw Collective has anything for us to start out with, because the last time they kind of were like, she didn't introduce us, but we're going to talk now. So let us see. Thank you, my friends, for being a part of this. Oh, before I start, someone sent me a beautiful care package, and my dear friend Karen, yes, I see her smiling. She sent me a beautiful little care package. I want to thank you, my love, for everything. And this is, it means so very, very, very much to me. You all are so special lights in my life, and I'm going to get emotional because I can't believe that I have people that support and follow me like you guys do. I really can't believe it. It's just like, I did this stuff just on a, I don't know, because I'm just that kind of person that will record themselves and speak light language in the beginning and then start channeling. And well, it's all good. And I'm just blessed and honored to have each and every one of you in my life. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. it means the world. Okay, enough blubbering. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, baby. Haha, we are here again. We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. We are Anne Marie's guides and teachers. And we know that every time we give her a little shake and a shimmy and we pop her eyes open and we communicate and looking at the green dot next to the camera on her computer, she is fascinated. She doesn't understand. She cannot believe that she is a vessel the way that she is a vessel. Well, we are here to tell her and we are here to tell you that each and every one of you is supporting the ascension of the planet. When you tune into events like this, you are supporting ascension of the planet. When you seek out counsel and advice for situations in your life, you are supporting the ascension of the planet. When you heal and clear an individual trauma, you are supporting ascension of the planet. So our dear one already read a message from her dear one, her friend, Sylvia. What else can you do to support ascension? Oh my goodness, what can you not do to support ascension? You can do just about every conscious act in your life can be supporting ascension. How? Because you choose to look through the eyes of love. You choose to look through the eyes of forgiveness. You choose to look at a situation not for the impact of it, but looking at it from a higher perspective. Each and every conscious decision, choice, emotion, action that you do is helping ascension. It is lifting up the collective. Ascension is an individual journey, dear ones. It is your journey. That is why you're here. That is why you take the time out of your day and take the time out of your night to tune into a little screen where through this magic instrument, which is quite primitive from our point of view, but is extraordinary for you in communication on your planet. Taking this time to do this raises the vibration of the planet because your vibration is raised. So to answer the dear one Sylvia's question, which was what do I do to aid in ascension? You do everything to aid in ascension. Everything you do can aid in ascension. Cooking a meal with love can aid in ascension. Making your bed can aid in ascension. Why? Because you could either look at it as a dastardly chore, or you could look at it as something that is beautiful, because you take pride in making something neat, let us say. It doesn't matter. It has to do with how you look at everything that you do. Some of you are in situations that are less than ideal. Our dear one is in a situation where she has to kind of remain in one location, looking after her mother. Whereas with her heart, she would love to travel. She would love to be elsewhere with her beloved. She would like to be doing things like take classes and go out and do other things. But at this moment in her life, she is in a different situation. But she could either look at that situation with resentment, or she can look at that situation with love. And she chooses every moment to look at it with love and forgiveness. So, dear ones, we welcome you. We welcome you, and we tell you without a doubt that everything that you do aids in ascension. Conversely, if you choose not to, it will slow ascension. Let's not just show the shiny side of things. Your planet is bombarded with many, many energies. So think of it this way. The Earth is ascending. However, the control mechanisms that have been implemented on your planet for centuries and centuries and centuries are fighting it tooth and nail. How are they fighting it? With propaganda, with brainwashing, for lack of a better word, through the poisoning of your systems, the poisoning of your food, the poisoning of your air, the poisoning of whatever. Now, having said that, do not doubt the resiliency of the human body, number one. Do not doubt that you can heal yourself, number two. And do not doubt the plan that the Almighty Creator has put in place. And remember who you are. You are all experiences of that one infinite, benevolent, loving Creator. Look at yourselves. Take stock of yourselves. And each decision and choice can aid in the ascension of humanity. We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. We bless you, we honor you, and we await your questions. Hey, hey, hey. All right. It's seriously true. Every time they pop my eyes open, I'm like, I cannot freaking believe that I'm doing this. It's really amazing. All right, my darlings. So Sylvia, honey, I already got your question. For most of you, yeah, go ahead and write it in the chat. You can write your questions in the chat. All right. So I've got a question here from Dorota. During a session with you, my guidance called me to channel. They mentioned it is in my soul's contract that I begin to channel. I would like to know more about that. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to just kind of speak from my experience on channeling. And I've heard other channelers talk about it and other beings talk about it. You can channel. You can channel beings. You can take a course. You could take a class to channel. It could happen spontaneously like it did for me. But let me just not talk about it for myself and see if there's any guidance coming for you, Dorota. Thank you, darling. Okay. Dear one, Dorota, we are your guidance. We are communicating through this open vessel and addressing the question on channeling. You, dear one, have it in your contract to channel. Now, you may initiate that ability within you by doing certain meditative practices, taking a class, let us say, if you want to, or you can sit in quiet and ask for the messages to come. Sometimes beings need to have a little kind of push for them to begin channeling. But really, what it entails is for you to elevate your vibration, for you to live in a state of love and bliss as much as possible, to treat your vessel with care, and then it will happen for you. Coming to channel is an ability that all humans possess, but because of various reasons, they're either afraid of it or do not understand what they are doing. but indeed all of you channel in one manner or another. So, if you wish to channel such as this dear being, you may certainly take a class to do so. You may start with automatic writing. You may call your guidance in and say, come to me and assist me to channel, and invite us into you. There are a myriad of ways to be able to do this. It depends on your frequency, and it depends on your willingness. If you have been trying and you do not see results, then ask yourself if you are maybe afraid to do so. Otherwise, dear one, yes, it is in your contract, and we are here, and we will be there for you when you begin. Okay. Okay, Dorota, I hope that helped you. Are you there, darling?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Anne-Marie, so much. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, sweetheart. You can communicate with me afterwards, and I'll give you the name of a really good channeling teacher. She offers courses. And even though even though I was a channeler already, I still took a course because I spontaneously started. It was kind of like that. It was a very, kind of a little shocking thing that happened to me, but I knew what was happening at least. But it was kind of shocking. But anyway, I'll refer you to her afterwards. Okay, my friends.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. I will. Thank you.
Okay, I love you, Dorota. All right. So, David, what type of healing was I doing back during the time just preceding Yeshua's appearance on earth? Dude, what kind of questions are, wow. What type of healing was I doing back during the time just preceding Yeshua's appearance on earth? See, okay, you've got to give me a little bit more information. So obviously, so you can unmute.
I was told by Ivan Teller that I have a healing past, and that it was around the time when Yeshua was in his ministry, but he thought it was a little bit before. So this lifetime, I was stationed in Turkey for a year and a half. I did not get to go to Israel. We were buying eggs for the military in the Asia and Middle East area from Israel. And we had to inspect, our office had to inspect the poultry plant. And I missed out on that trip. So I don't think it was in that Israeli area, but
well, I'm getting a lot of downloads right now, so if you don't mind, I'm going to just let them come through and see what they're going to say. Okay. Good. Dearest being, you have a very limited knowledge of the depth and width and breadth of your soul. So our brother Ivan, yes, indeed, told you about an incarnation you had that you were a healer. So there is the conception that maybe Yeshua was the first and only healer. No, this is not true. You are aware of this. Healers have been a part of humanity since the creation of humanity itself. The idea of being a healer is strange in your time. In the times past, It was not strange. It was normal. It was like being a barber. It was like being a priest. It was like being a farmer. You were a healer. This is a natural gift. A natural gift. So, yes, in that particular incarnation, a few thousand years ago, you were a being that walked this planet that had the gift of healing, of energy healing. Not only did you lay hands, but you also offered herbs. You also offered tinctures, as you would call them nowadays. You also offered teas. And you were in the Middle East, but you were not in the area of Yeshua. You were more towards the area of the country known as Pakistan and India. So that is the area where you were. And yes, indeed, you were a healer in that particular incarnation. So yes, healing is as natural as channeling, as being a carpenter, as growing food. Only nowadays, since you have been scrubbed, let us say, of that part of your human ancestral gifts, you have been systematically removed from this glorious and beautiful talent. But it is very common. It was very common, and it is common now. This dear one wants us to identify who we are. We are a collective of beings, extraterrestrial in your vernacular, that we are in observation of you, dear David. We are, you can call us guides, but we don't exactly guide you. We kind of monitor you because you are part of our flock, let us say. So we have taken the opportunity to communicate with you, dearest being, to offer you a little bit more knowledge to the depth and breadth of who you are. We are honored to interact with you through this device, and we bid you farewell.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, I took a course as a hypnotherapist in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
I chose the medical career field in the military. And
so it's a part of your nature.
Yeah.
So it's just a part of your nature. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, David. Thanks, honey. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. All right. I've got another question. Thanks, darling. Go ahead and mute yourself just so you don't surprisingly pop onto the screen. Okay. So Tina has the next question. We hear often that our animals are reincarnations of past pets. I am curious if my puppy Holly and cat Benny are reincarnations of pets I have had, and what is it I or they are to learn from one another? Okay, so what I'm getting on this situation, Tina, is that you kind of create these pets to come into your life. It is almost as if they're a service. You know how we use animals as service animals. Well, pets are service animals for our incarnations. We bring them to us for real reasons. We bring them to us to give us certain comforts and certain assistance along our journey. So why wouldn't it be possible that maybe one physical vehicle of a dog, let's say, that lives 16 years, a very long life, or a dog that lives maybe 12 years, wouldn't say, you know what, I still want to hang around with this dear being. I still have work to do with her or him. And therefore, that soul decides to incarnate into another little furry creature and make its way through synchronicity and through divine plan to become your next pet. So this is something entirely possible. It is entirely possible because these souls are meant to be with you. Understand that everything happens for a divine purpose. They are there to help you, to teach you lessons, and they are there to expand and deepen your experience as a human being. So that is our answer for you today, dear one. How's that, Tina?
Good. Thank you.
All right, darling. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, I have a friend, my friend Melissa, who actually taught me Reiki up in New York. She had a cat and she was in love with this cat, and it had transitioned over, and she was in a pet store and she locked eyes with this kitten, and this kitten locked eyes with her, and she's like, that's the same soul. And they brought her home right away, and she is the cutest thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's entirely possible. I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
All right, my lovelies. Thank you, Tina. Go ahead. Yeah, good. All righty. Next question is Yulan. And this is somebody new to me. Hello, Yulan, welcome. All right, good question. What could be the spiritual cause of dandruff? And may I ask, who are my guides, galactic family at this moment? And if they have a special message for me, thank you. All right, so let's figure out, they know what it is. All right, so spiritual cause of dandruff and galactic family. Dearest child, for your health ailment, we ask you to look at the nourishment that you are indulging. There is a substance that is overwhelming your system, and that is causing this imbalance. Spiritually speaking, this ailment, as uncomfortable as it is asking you to look at the needs and where you are, as we have said, overindulging. It is a case of excess. A case of excess. For your soul family, for your soul family, I'm getting Lyra. I'm getting Lyra. That's what I'm getting for Lyra, and you want a message from them. So let me see if we can get this message. Dearest sister, we are your most recent, let us say, soul family. You hopped onto our planet and then hopped off to incarnate on Earth. We are beings known as feline. And our message for you is to play. 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 Play is interesting. It's an interesting word. This language of English is so limiting. This language of English is tricky. When you play, how many definitions of that word can you find? You play cards. You play volleyball. You play piano. You play with someone's emotions. Play, 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 play. The play that we advise you to do is the playing that brings you joy. It is the playing that excites you. It is the playing that brings you excitement, pleasure, joy, happiness. Because you can play and be unhappy. You can play and injure yourself and others. But why would we ever advise you to play like that? Sweet dear one, dear sister, think of yourself like a little kitten that finds joy in the simplest things, that paws at things, wakes itself up, self-indulges, and takes great naps. We love you, dear sister. Are you there, darling? Where are you?
Yeah.
Hi, Yolande. Say hello. Does that make sense to you? How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, definitely makes sense. But at the same time, like, I never thought about could be a food. I'm now suspecting maybe just bread, because that's the only last thing that I am struggling to get rid of.
I don't know. Oh, you're talking about the other issue. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. Yeah.
No, just want to say I think it's the first time I heard about this Lyra feline.
Really? Okay. So yeah, so now it's a chance for you to learn a little bit more about it. But that's what came through. What ends up happening is I hear it in my head. I'll hear the word in my head and then I'll start speaking. So, whenever, just kind of like giving insight into my own process of channeling, I'll be sitting there in my head and then I'll hear something. And then I will say, I am, and whatever I heard, and then it starts to come out. So that's what I heard, Lyra. All right, sweetheart. Thank you for being up so late. All right, so Kate Toole. Hello, Kate Toole. I don't know if I've ever met you, darling. It's very nice to see you. Will the COVID-19 situation continue to be part of the story here? It seems to be replaced with fear of war for now. Of course, it's replaced with fear of war. Let's see what Ra has to say. I think Ra can come through, or whoever wants to come through. Yes, indeed, we are coming through. We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. The narrative of this episode of human history will be just like every other episode of human history, unless the books are rewritten. So what you are experiencing, just like you have been experiencing over the millennia, is manipulative situation after manipulative situation after manipulative situation. And those manipulated situations are the ones that end up in your history books. Because the ones who created the situation are the ones who created the history books. So, dear one, we challenge you to say, how much are you going to allow this to remain as a part of your history? Indeed, there are many on your planet that are going to be reminded of their participation in this event because of health effects due to the results of what has been the solution to this cause. So, as you understand, the manipulators of your society create problems, they wait for the reactions, and then they offer the solutions. So, unfortunately, this episode in human history will remain in the generations of the ones who have reacted to this problem in a way that was offered them. And we will put it like that. So yes, you notice that there is distraction, there is distraction, there is distraction. It is always a distraction, but we challenge you again. How long are you going to let this be a distraction for you? You are the driver of your own bus. You navigate your own destiny, dear one. So, create in yourself a world free of this situation, of this COVID. Create it for yourself. Write your own history book and close this chapter. It is easier said than done. We thoroughly realize this, but you can do it. Turn off any device that mentions the word. Do not read it. Do not look at it. In your own practice, deny its existence. Deny it in the sense that you must live your life. People have suffered because of this. We do not wish to seem harsh. We do not wish to say that it never existed. Something damaged many bodies, and those bodies had suffered. So we do not wish to negate the human experiences. What we wish to bring to your attention is that you are creating your existence. So if it dwells within your mind, if it dwells always in your thoughts, you are perpetuating this pandemic in your own way. That is our answer to you, dear one. We love you. We are Ra. Is Kate there? Is there Kate? Okay, I don't know where she is. All right, well, that was interesting. Okay, I'm gonna move on. All right, Leah, hi, darling. My job does not resonate with who I am becoming. I stay, you here? Okay. I stay like many because of the paycheck. I cannot see a path out of this career. Would love some advice. I hope this helps others that hear it. Hi, sweetheart. I see you popping on there. Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. I have some thoughts on the matter. You know that I was in a career that I could not, it did not resonate with me anymore either. And I'm really struggling because, hey, that paycheck was really nice. It was really, really, really nice. But I used my creative skills and I created a way out that I didn't ruffle too many feathers. I did it gracefully. Let's put it that way. If you want to change your career, you've got to plan for it. Okay, you've got to plan for it. You've got to ask for the help. You've got to plan for it. And you need to become a creative. You have to be creative about it. And look at yourself and say, if I had to do something that I loved and made money at, what would it be? Because you've got to resonate with something. And it might take a bit of guts. It might take some education. It might take, I don't know. There's 1,000 things you could do, but okay, but they're telling me to stop talking. We do occasionally shake her out of her own head, but that is fine. We are Ra. We are the Ra Collective. Dearest Leah, you, like, let us say the word millions of individuals are coming to understand the slavery system that this earth has been entrapped within. That you are strictly doing things because of the exchange of energy, which is the frequency of money. Money is a very low frequency item. Unfortunately, it is the way that it is what oils your system at this time. You need to have currency in some way, shape, or form in order to function in your current dimension. So, creativity. Look at all your expenses. Look and see what does your paycheck actually pay for. So there are many different directions you can come at from this. You could sell your house. Yes, we're being drastic, but this is an option. Understand that the way to release yourself from the entrapments of the programming of your society is to come in with the divine creativity that dwells within each and every one of you. You are not automatons. You are not little machines, even though you have been taught that you must do what you have gone to school to learn. God forbid you receive a degree and do something else. Well, why did you do it? Well, you were programmed to get a degree in something without checking in with your heart space and seeing if it was something you wish to do for 20 years. All the systems that are at play in your society are there in one way or another to trap you, to limit you, to make you small. And this is something that you and millions of other souls on this planet are butting up against at this time. So the key is to plan it, to sit down with yourself, your significant family members, your partners, etc., and say, I do not wish to do this job anymore. I call upon the creativity of the universe to assist me, and let us see where we go. It may be easier than you think. Change comes with pressure, with difficulty. It is a part of the nature of the dimension in which you dwell. Birth, for example, what you receive at the end of labor is a precious gift, but it comes with a great deal of struggle. The key through all of this transition, whether it be in a job or a method of creating wealth for yourself, is to not be fearful of the change. Do not be fearful of the change. Remember, fear is a manipulation tool as well. Begin to psych yourself out. Psych yourself out. I'm going to find another job today. Something is going to come into my path that I'm going to love. I trust the universe to show me the path. I'm going to get out of this job in 6 months. I'm going to get out of this job in 2 months. I'm going to get out of this job in 2 weeks. You can do it. Psych yourself out. Fake it till you make it. These are all not just sayings, but universal law. You speak into creativity. You speak and think your world. Do not be afraid, dear one. You are one of many, and the universe is benevolent and loves you and will provide for you. Take stock at where you are. Do not be upset with anything, but open your heart and open your future, because there are many paths to ascension and many paths to you fulfilling your true soul's desires. We love you. We are Ra. Oh, nice one.
Thank you. Yeah,
Nice
that I needed to hear that. It's the change that's very scary sometimes. You get comfortable and but that made a lot of sense. So thank you.
All right. Okay, beautiful. That was a nice answer. I like that. Okay, lovely. Okay, Leah, nice to see you again, sweetie. Thank you. Okay. Dawn left me a message. May I please ask if there is anything more I can do for plantar fasciitis I have been enduring? Okay, Dawn. Well, let us see what happens. There you are, Dawn Meadows. I see you online. Well, dear being, you're experiencing this issue because it is coming into this life, this life So what I'm feeling from this energy is that it's literally, ugh. So I'm almost seeing like something impaling your foot. Something has impaled your foot at one time or another in another life. And this is kind of like an energetic remnant to it. So yeah, I mean, this is something that, I mean, we can work on together. But yeah, that plantar, so literally what I'm seeing is either you impaled your foot by stepping on something in another lifetime and being maimed with that, or, you know, like something like a crucifixion. I mean, it's just gory and awful, but something like that has happened to you in a past incarnation. And it's just an energetic remnant that needs to be brought up for clearing. So, okay, let me see what can she do about it? Other than booking, you know, other than going to a healer or doing a meditation or something like that. Utterly go and forgive. It says forgive your foot. Just forgive your foot. It sounds weird, but that's what they're saying. There has to come a time where you have to be in complete acceptance of what you have. You have to accept this foot as having this issue, and tying into the past incarnation, that foot was resented so much that it literally, it really distorted and destroyed that incarnation. So that kind of hatred or disappointment or frustration that aspect of you had for that injury that was sustained is still with you in your energetic field. So if you wish to do some meditation on it, if you wish to physically look at your foot and have a conversation with it, talk to the cells, talk to that part of who you were, or that part of who you are really, and say, okay, in this incarnation, I don't have any problem like that problem was. So I release you now. So let us come to a forgiveness and bring that incarnation to a close energetically in your physical aura, and say, okay, now that lifetime is healed. And you can even do more visualization surrounding that lifetime. And you can literally create something completely fantastical. It doesn't even need to be like, oh, the real thing. Intuitively, I'm getting that you were a man, you were a male, and that foot, disabled him to where he wasn't able to provide and etc., things like that. So create this person in your imagination, have a conversation with him, and tell him now that incarnation is complete. And you have learned the lesson that you cannot let your own physical limitations affect you to the point of destroying your life. Your physical body does not determine who you are. Your physical body does not determine your experiences, your happiness. Your physical body is merely here to give you this experience. But having said that, you may heal that aspect of you and release it. And then ask your current physical vessel to heal and release any remnants of that incarnation for you. And then you can, I can always assist you if you need to with that. But that's everything that I'm getting. Hey, Dawn, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so very much.
Does that resonate at all with you?
Yes, it really does. It really does. I'm moving in a couple of days, but I will definitely get with you on the subject, and I will take your advice and
Okay.
address it in the meantime as well. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I've come, oh, you're very, very welcome. Do as you are guided to do. But that advice is pretty good. It takes it takes a good imagination to do something like that, but it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible to heal yourself with that. So that's what I got.
That's
Good luck.
huge. Thank you so much, hon.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, beautiful. I don't see any more messages on the chat. Oh, and we're just at the hour mark. So, anybody have any last questions? Anything? Oh, one new message. Oh, thank you. All right, my friends, I feel this was great. What a great session. Let me just double check over on YouTube real quick. See what I'm seeing there. Space Cadet Lottie, hi there. Hi, Paula. Okay, great. Sadie Clark. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you for those of you who were watching on YouTube. I so appreciate you. Come and check me out at AnneMarieTheArtOfHealing.com. Check out all the different tabs for the sessions that I offer, for the growing Patreon community, which, by the way, is really awesome. So the top 2 tiers, I meet with my safe space group every week. And this is meant strictly for people who need to heal through, let's just say, experiences that are out of this world. And I'll just leave it at that. So that is one tier. The other tier is the Embodiment of Light. And we meet, I have 2 meetings a month. And this last meeting I did with Europe, we had some really fantastic channelings come through. It was really a lot of fun. And it's just another way to lift each other up and get different perspectives on what's happening with spirit. And then, of course, just the point of light, those of you who support me in that way, I am so grateful. That allows you to interact and get your questions answered here. Of course, also for the upper 2 registers, you get a discount on my services. So that's also an incentive. And once next week is over, okay, so the first week of May, I'm going to be at the Secret Space Conference in Grafton, Illinois. I am looking so forward to that. So support them if you can. Buy a t-shirt for Journey to Truth. Get a live stream subscription or go and attend. They have day passes if you could make it to Illinois to go. These are important people in this process of ascension, and they're dear friends, and I encourage your support of them. I love you all. God bless you. Have a great week, and I guess that's it. Bye, everybody. Love you. Bye, Peter. No question from you today, Peter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you, Leah. You can all come on and say bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Anne-Marie. We love you.